Keep the sand coming.
Trust Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck weeknights on ABC 36 News Now. Time for Good Afternoon Kentucky on ABC 36 News Now.
Good afternoon, Kentucky. I'm Doug High.
And I'm Lisa High.
Thanks for joining us. Well, if you want to stay updated on school closings in your area, visit our website, WTVQ.com. There you'll find the latest information on weather-related closures and non-traditional instruction days. So click on the Closings tab to see if your school or district is affected. Stay informed this winter. Head to WTVQ.com for all the details. And we need to let you know that Fayette County Public Schools has called for an NTI day tomorrow. So.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get a check of that weather with TG Shuck. TG, I know it's been so desperately cold out there for everyone, but now the schools are starting to call in already for days off for tomorrow.
Well, and I'm not surprised at all, because usually when you get to that threshold of about 0 or even below, it would have happened yesterday had it not been a holiday anyway for the King holiday. You get down below 0, you got wind chills 8 to 10, even a little bit more than that below 0, and it can be a little bit dangerous. Now, today was kind of interesting because our low temperatures from the Kentucky Mesonet obviously ignore the 18 in Jackson County. The gauge on the Fritz there, but low to mid-range single digits. But these occurred at midnight, and then as expected, temperatures rose slightly with that southwest wind out ahead of this boundary, which is running through the bluegrass and into eastern Kentucky. And we had some snow showers flying around within the last hour or so here in central Kentucky, and that's going to continue to be the case out to the east. Now, behind that boundary, that is where we have kind of the second little wave of Arctic air, and that's why we're looking at tomorrow at being our coldest of the entire stretch here in January. Checking out Lake Cumberland, see a good bit of cloudiness down there. A few peaks of sunshine. We have seen that even with some of the clouds and some of the snow showers around Franklin County near Frankfort at the Mesonet site. It's 13. Note the wind direction, west and northwest at around 10 miles per hour. So behind that boundary, that southwest wind is going to become more northwest. And you see a little bit of a gradient. We're 21 in Manchester, 23 in Somerset. Meanwhile, back down into the mid-teens to our north, and there's a little bit of wind chill coming into play, even though winds are not overly strong, although they're picking up a little bit with that sweeping through. Single-digit temperatures off to our northwest, and wind chill 15 below in Indy, 4 below in Cincinnati, and it feels like 1 here in Lexington. Of course, with the cold air and the wind chill in play, yet again, another cold weather advisory through 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Again, not surprising. That criteria being single-digit lows and or wind chills below 0, and we will have probably both of those. So you see, we are heading way, way down tomorrow. Yeah, it'll probably end up being below 0 in most locations, at least early tomorrow morning for a short period of time. But believe it or not, with the wind shifting around to the south and some sunshine, we're actually going to spike all the way up into the 20s. So we're going to round the curve. We just got to get through tomorrow morning. I'll tell you more about it in your 7-day coming up.
All right, thank you, TG. Well, one of the country's most popular social media apps is back after a short period of going dark in the United States after the Supreme Court ruled a ban could stay in place.
But now President Donald Trump signed an executive order delaying the app's federal ban for 75 days. Our Jane Davenport spoke with University of Kentucky students on what they think about the TikTok ban and their hope for the future of the app.
Welcome back to TikTok. Americans spent less than 24 hours without this app when it went dark Saturday night after a federal ban. Now that it's up and running for the time being, let's go check in with UK students to see how they're feeling.
When it was banned for a while, I did start to think maybe this is good because I know I'm not the only one that's addicted.
Addictive. That's the one word many students use to describe TikTok, saying the app lures them in with videos curated to their interests.
Bunch of basketball, sports stuff.
Probably like get ready with me's, like house designing, stuff like that.
So where did all the TikTokers go when the app stopped working?
I actually used Instagram Reels for a little bit instead of TikTok.
Instagram Reels. I went to Instagram Reels for a while, and then I love Pinterest, but I tended to get on it more during that time than I maybe normally would.
But for some unlucky users,
I actually deleted it because I didn't think it was coming back, so I haven't gotten it back yet. I may not.
even though TikTok is up and running following President Donald Trump's executive order, the bipartisan law that originally shut it down still stands, meaning app stores legally can't carry TikTok, and users in the United States can't update the app if they already have it. This new executive order now gives the Chinese-owned parent company of TikTok, ByteDance, less than 90 days to sell the app, or it shuts down again.
I hope it stays. I love the app, and there's nothing that can replace it. I hope it stays, but I won't be devastated if it doesn't.
I wouldn't really complain if they took it away. I think it's going to keep coming.
TikTok, only time will tell. In Lexington, Jane Davenport, ABC 36 News Now.
Only time will tell. Jane, thanks. President Donald Trump kicked off his return to the White House with speeches, pageantry, and more than 200 executive actions.
He signed several in front of supporters as they rallied in Capital One Arena, then several more in the Oval Office. ABC's Christian Cordero has the details from Washington.
This morning, President Trump started his first full day in office following tradition, attending a prayer service at the National Cathedral. Behind the desk at the Oval Office yesterday, Trump pardoned approximately 1,500 January 6 defendants, nearly everyone convicted of their actions that day, including those who attacked law enforcement officers.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon. Yes. Full pardon.
Overnight, supporters of January 6 rioters celebrating at the D.C. jail, at least 2 released so far.
Thank you, President Trump. We're coming home. Yeah!
Craig Sicknick, the brother of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, who died after he was attacked on January 6th, tells ABC News that Trump's pardons are a betrayal of decency. Trump making good on some campaign promises, signing more than 200 executive actions, unraveling the work of his predecessor. He also withdrew the U.S. from the Paris Climate Accord and the World Health Organization, rescinded diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, and ended federal recognition of transgender identity. On immigration, Trump declared an end to birthright citizenship, which is already facing challenges in court as it is protected by the 14th Amendment.
We think we have good grounds, but you could be right. I mean, you'll find out. It's ridiculous. We're the only country in the world that does this with birthright, as you know.
It's one of several new lawsuits filed against the administration's executive actions. Now, later today, Trump is scheduled to meet with Senate Majority Leader John Thune and House Speaker Mike Johnson. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
President Donald Trump's sweeping pardons include 23 Kentuckians involved in the January 6th Capitol riot. Kentucky's pardons include Michael Sparks, sentenced to over 4 years for being the first rioter inside the Capitol, and David Slinker, who allegedly stole a laptop belonging to Nancy Pelosi.
Vice President J.D. Vance took his oath of office on a Kentucky family heirloom. According to ABC affiliate WCPO 9 News, his Bible, a King James Version, once belonged to his great-grandmother, who gifted it to him in 2003 before he left for Marine Corps training. Vance's swearing in was moved inside the Capitol Rotunda due to freezing temperatures, making Trump's second inauguration one of the coldest in history. Flanked by his wife and daughter, Vance honored his Kentucky roots with this family treasure.
An 8-year-old child is in critical condition after an accidental shooting in Harlan County. Kentucky State Police say the incident happened early Sunday morning in the Bledsoe community. The child was first taken to Harlan ARH and then transferred to UK Hospital for treatment. Police have arrested 34-year-old Andrew Sundberg of Alabama, charging him with wanton endangerment. This marks the third shooting in Harlan County in the past 24 hours. Trooper Cameron Cornett is leading this investigation.
Kentucky State Police are investigating a fatal 3-vehicle collision in Floyd County. The crash occurred January 17th at the intersection of Kentucky Route 1103 and Kentucky Route 680 in the Mini community. Now, troopers say Terry Salmons, operating a 2002 Toyota Tacoma, attempted to merge onto Kentucky Route 680 when his vehicle was struck by a 2020 Ford Escape. Salmons' vehicle then collided with a Toyota Highlander. Salmons was pronounced dead at the scene. The Kentucky State Police still investigating.
Laurel County firefighters, along with other crews, worked through frigid temperatures after a late-night house fire in the East Bernstadt community yesterday. Officials say they were notified about a house fire yesterday evening around 8 p.m. and worked in the extreme cold for hours to fully extinguish the fire. Fire crews say no one was injured, but the home was a loss, and the Red Cross is currently in contact with the displaced family.
Meanwhile, donations are coming in for a family in Somerset who lost their 6th grade daughter after a house fire last week. According to a GoFundMe page, on January 14th, a family home in Somerset caught fire. The parents, Kim and Chris Godby, were both at work at the time of the fire, but their 2 daughters and grandchild were inside. The Post says one of the daughters and grandchild made it out okay, but the Godby's 6th grade daughter was unable to make it out. Officials say she died from her injuries. A GoFundMe is currently taking donations. So far, it's raised $15,000, and you can find a link to that GoFundMe. It's on our website, WTVQ.com.
Happening now, council members are hearing an update from One Lexington at the mayor's office to help continue to reduce gun violence in Lexington among youth age 10 to 29 years old.
So last year, 10 homicides and 37 shootings involved young people ages 10 to 29, down from 2023's 11 homicides and 62 shootings. The report will also detail spending on programs like It Takes a Village, scholarships, and community trainings aimed at mentoring and education. We'll have more from the hearing coming up on our evening newscasts. We have a new celebration to commemorate Lexington's landmark birthday. Ahead in sports, Forrest Tucker breaks down what it is.
Well, more frigid air out there on this Tuesday. Of course, a little boundary moving through with clouds, even a few snow showers. Unfortunately, that's going to usher in the coldest morning we're probably looking at in about a year. More on that in your 7-day coming up.
Coming up on Good Morning Kentucky, the latest from Washington, D.C. as President Trump begins his time in office.
And we are tracking more bitter cold tomorrow morning, the coldest morning of this entire stretch. Details coming up on Good Morning Kentucky.
This is Eric. When he got injured in a car accident, he called Morgan & Morgan. He not only gets a lawyer, he gets trial lawyers like Sam and Jessica who are in it to win it. He gets his own investigators with briefcases, leather ones. And if you ever have questions, our customer service folks keep things rolling. Injured? We're your army. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Reese's Furniture has been serving Central Kentucky for more than 60 years. With over 50,000 square feet of designer home furnishings, lighting, wall art, floor coverings, and more. All in stock and ready for delivery. Reese's carries brands such as E.J. Victor, Theodore Alexander, C.R. Lane, Bernhardt, Jonathan Charles, and many more exclusive brands. Reese's Furniture is your destination for the best selection of in-stock designer furniture and accessories. Reese's Furniture, open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. East Bernstadt, Kentucky.
You'll never be a kicker, Eli.
The FanDuel Kick of Destiny is my destiny, Peyton.
Not if I make it first.
FanDuel Kick of Destiny 3. New customers bet $5, get $300 in bonus bets.
If you're looking for real country,
Mama was a looker, Lord, that's a shine. Papa was a good and brother, jealous kind.
For the legends of country.
Crank it to the head.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
I'm Appliance Pro. We'll help you make your kitchen chef-ready.
Appliance Pro's inventory blowout sale continues now through the end of the month. This is the perfect time to update your home's kitchen. Come in now for the best selection on top-quality GE refrigerators, washers, and dryers, ovens, ranges, dishwashers, and more. We are locally owned and operated and located at 2320 Fortune Drive in Lexington. The inventory blowout sale till the end of the month. Don't miss it.
Time for your ABC 36 Storm Team forecast.
Welcome back, friends. Well, the weather here is definitely getting a lot of attention for being so cold, but I'll tell you what, our friends in the South, wow, they are getting nailed.
Yeah, we'll show you some video. Yeah, really historic, actually generational snowfall down there. I mean, you don't get blizzard warnings in southwest Louisiana along the Gulf Coast very often. I mean, we've got issues enough of our own with the cold here. Another frigid morning. Really the only advantage is temperatures actually rose slightly overnight with the approach of that boundary, but still quite cold this morning. Pretty shocked Mel Stanley Sears. You see here on the radar and satellite, we've had clouds. Yeah, we've seen a little sunshine from time to time, but also a few bursts of snow showers. We had that here in the bluegrass within the last couple of hours. Now that boundary is moving through, so there is some additional Arctic air, kind of a second wave that's going to rotate in as skies clear overnight. Out at the Kentucky Horse Park, we're at 16. Your west to northwest wind at around 10, that's knocking the feel like down to about 3 here in Lexington. So the wind chill still coming into play, and you see more overcast. Looked this camera an hour ago, we had some sunshine. We're at 16, and see the winds west-southwest there into southeastern Kentucky, and that's why this area here is in the upper teens and low 20s. Meanwhile, you go back to the northwestern part of the viewing area from Williamstown to Frankfort over to Bardstown, drop back into the mid-teens, and you throw that little bit of wind in, feels like 2 below Williamstown and 1 below in Flemingsburg. It's only 1 above in Indianapolis, 9 from Evansville to St. Louis, and then again you throw the wind in there, 18 below, that's a feel like in Indy, 6 below in Springfield. So you see what's going on down south. A lot of snow, legitimate snow, and I mean there's even snow out into the Gulf of Mexico, that Arctic air mass, and again, a fairly strong area of low pressure. I'll show you more on that coming up here. We're going to clear out. Winds, they'll diminish, but when you're this cold, it's not going to take much to get down into that even 8 to 10 below zero wind chill. So I think most locations are going to probably drop a few degrees below zero in the morning. But look at the rebound. Southwest wind and some sunshine. It's going to push us back into the mid-20s tomorrow. Wind chills at times, again, will be down close to the 8 to 10 to 12 below zero range. And I think that's one of the reasons why school systems are keeping the kiddos at home. And then by tomorrow afternoon, yeah, it'll feel a little bit brisk, but much better than what we have seen. Of course, cold weather advisory continuing until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. All right, so that little second batch of Arctic air, that's going to spill in. But that next system that's going to drive in here with the potential of a few snow showers late Thursday into Friday, that'll help the south wind. So that's one of the reasons temperatures are going to recover nicely getting toward the late week here. But let's head to the Gulf Coast. This is a few hours ago. No kidding. That's New Orleans, Biloxi, Lafayette, Louisiana, and Port Arthur, Texas. Yes, snow on the ground and a lot of wind. Just an unbelievable situation there. And you see, of course, the winter storm warnings in that area, and the state record in Florida is 4 inches on the ground. That was March 6, 1954, and they're going to best that probably, I think, by a couple of inches here. As far as our temperature trend, average high and low 42 and 25. We're going to, I think, tease freezing on Thursday, and then with that next boundary and a few light snow showers drifting in, that'll knock us back before we head into the low 40s. I think that's going to be our best day. So a few clouds, a flurry or two left over on Friday. Saturday is going to be the nicest day in a while. We'll be into the low 40s, little sunshine, but then heading into Sunday, data's not really synced up, but we could see a few rain and or snow showers depending on the temperature profiles toward the end of the week and into early next week. Yeah, 3 below, mostly clear, bitterly cold, layers, bundle up if you've got to be out early, but a decent recovery. South winds 5 to 10. That's going to push us back into the mid-20s. And the extended forecast here, late and early flakes Thursday night into Friday. Much more like it as far as those temperatures go. Again, 42 on Saturday. I'd say there'll be a line or two at the car washes for sure. And then we'll check things out for Sunday and Monday at this point with a low-end rain, snow potential.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors, and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
I'm in the lab with Jamie Clark. Tell me about no dispatch fee ever.
So we've decided to extend our promotion, no dispatch fee ever, for new customers. So if you have a heating cooling issue, we'll come out, we'll diagnose it, we'll tell you what's wrong, and then we'll give you pricing up front on any repairs that are needed. You save $99. We're so convinced that you're gonna like our customer service, from the people that answer the phone to the technicians on the job site. If you're interested and you need a heating cooling repair, no dispatch fee, give us a call, 859-687-0553 or mysynergyhome.com.
After I decided my pain was too much, and my doctor actually suggested that I do visit the Good Feet store. Pretty amazing when they put the arch supports in your shoe and you walk around and you realize there's not pain, and you think, how can this arch support in my shoe make my back pain go away? But it works. And how can it make my knee pain go away? It was incredible.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if arch supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
Hey, Kentucky high school senior, are you into having the chance to win a $1,000 scholarship you can use towards your in-state college, trade school, or certification program? If so, listen up. Participate in the I'm In College Acceptance Video Challenge, and you could have your video selected for a statewide TV commercial, as well as the chance to win a $1,000 scholarship. Are you in? Find out more today by visiting gearupky.org/video. That's gearupky.org/video.
Social Security is denying more disability claims than ever. If your health prevents you from working, it can be harder to obtain your benefits. We're Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer. We've helped thousands of Kentuckians get the disability benefits they deserve. If you were denied or need to apply, let us help you. If you can't work, call 859-687-8855. Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer.
Download the ABC 36 weather app for real-time alerts, interactive radar, and daily forecasts. Scan the QR code or go to WTVQ.com. Presented by Synergy Home.
Welcome in, everybody. Forrest Sucker with you. If you ask Lexingtonians about things that have shaped their town's history, basketball is most likely near the top of their list. For the 250th anniversary of our city, the sport that's more than a game for Kentuckians is being honored with its own week. Because, let's be honest, most of us could not imagine life without hoops, okay? Today, inside Historic Memorial Coliseum, Mayor Linda Gordon was joined by the Lexington basketball community. Kentucky's Mark Pope and Kenny Brooks, as well as Hannah Varell and Brian Lane of Transylvania, were surrounded by several high school coaches to announce Basketball Week. 19 games in 8 days will highlight high school and college games around town. For the high school coaches, the chance to be celebrated in the same event as Kentucky's teams and meet the UK coaches in person means so much.
Oh, it's an awesome experience just to be amongst the greats. I was so excited to get to talk to Kenny. Told him hopefully one day I'll be sending somebody over his way. But just the whole thing that Lexington is doing, this whole atmosphere it's exciting. It's exciting, to be a part of it. And hopefully, like I said, I can give them some good games to come check out.
I have tremendous respect for any coach at any level and how they run their program, and you can always learn from anybody. So I'm always willing to listen, learn, go out and watch. And so I'm looking forward to just really getting engulfed into the community, the basketball community, learning, whether it's over at Transy or, high school or middle school. We're looking forward to building that relationship with all sorts of programs.
The week officially begins on Saturday with Transy playing a men's and women's doubleheader. UK Women's Hoops plays 2 games versus Arkansas and Alabama at home during the week. There are high school matchups every day as well, highlighted by Henry Clay versus Lafayette, LCA versus Lexington Catholic, and Bryan Station versus Frederick Douglass. But the cherry on top comes on February 1st when UK Men's Hoops takes on Coach Cal in Arkansas at 9 o'clock inside Rupp Arena. Mayor Linda Gordon, who is one of the biggest hoops fans you'll ever meet, has one special connection to the Commonwealth's favorite sport as a Kentucky grad.
We used to come right out here, sit on the benches, all the students, and we would cheer wildly for our Cats. And it was kind of exciting because we sat right down near the court on the benches, and I have great memories of those times.